First of all, just because somebody is of a particular group does not mean they're right, or indeed, it doesn't always, by any means, if ever, mean that they have a particular right to be heard. It's true that you wouldn't want a conversation between 100 people about women and none of them to be women. It would be, although the Catholic Church has tried that a fair amount, but more than 100. You can get right. But generally speaking, we recognise that people do bring contributions. We're just not entirely sure what and what the particular mix is that's needed, but nevertheless, there isn't a particular virtue you bring by being of a characteristic. There's a very brilliant young American writer who happens to be black called Coleman Hughes, who mentioned this in an essay a little while ago, and I quote him in the introduction, that he said that when he was at university, very recently, I think maybe he still is in America, some of his contemporaries treated him as if he had a special moral insight from being black. Well, I think some black people obviously will have special moral insights, just like people of all sorts of backgrounds and skin colors will. But just being black in itself doesn't bring that. In the same way that we all know, I mean, just because you're a man or just because you're a woman does not mean you have a magical virtue or insight. There will be things you notice, and there'll be things you can see, but that sort of that all depends on the individual. It's like if you said, I just think that women are so clever. What's that? You say, what
do you mean? Yeah.
What do you mean? It's like saying, I think men are all clever. Like, what are you talking about? There's individuals. You can point you to plenty of brilliant women. I can point you to plenty of brilliant men and plenty of brilliant black people as well as plenty of brilliant white people. But why would you be doing these categories? What do you think they bring? And I think in each of them, it's very strange. It's almost like in the course of my lifetime, actually, I've only just turned 40, but in the course of my lifetime, it's almost as if on these things, we've gone past equal and overcorrected slightly. Mm-hmm. As if because men, and particularly white men, have had, certain advantages, I think there's a lot to dispute in that interpretation, but that for a bit we'll be mean to them. We'll make white people feel a bit of the racism that some of them have expressed in the past to other people, mm-hmm. in order to make up for the past.
This compensatory mechanism.
To compensate. And if it's the same thing with, it's not enough that women are equal, we should also punish men a bit. And on each of these, I think, well, there are a set of questions, aren't there? How would you know when you've overcorrected? Who would announce it? What would the signs be? And how would you get back to equal? And are you sure you could? Are you absolutely sure you would know how to orient yourself? There being, by that point, among others, careers and jobs and pensions of people who are very happy with the overcorrection.